Go with no namers. Can I get an amen? Now, can I get a hallelujah? Oh, yeah. It's that time again. Folks, get ready for liftoff. Let's go. 6, 5, come on.
4, 3,
2,
1, 0. Ignition.
Here we go.
Liftoff. Liftoff.
Yes,
30 minutes after the hour.
yes. Yes. Get up there.
Get ready. Hold on to your hats. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats. Get ready for the ride of your life.
The show with no
It's Show with No Name time on Vaughn Radio. It's a show with no name.
Let's go. Come on. All right, amigos. Welcome one, welcome all. It is time for another exciting edition of The Show with No Name. The word edition, entrega. That's right, folks. We're going to learn, we're going to laugh, we're going to play, we're going to share. That's what we do here on The Show with No Name on Vaughn Radio. And I'm sure you guys were sharing your morning with my good buddy Rob Grams and his program, The Pro Bow Show. Also, you've got Richard Vaughn live in the morning. And right before this show, the one and only Fitz. Awesome stuff, amigos. Awesome stuff. Just download the free Vaughn Radio app, and you'll be learning English wherever, whenever, to quote Shakira. Also, mark your calendars. The 21st of September, Saturday. It's Saturday, September 21st from 10 to 2 p.m., 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. You can come check out our open house at Colegio Estudiantes de las Tablas. Richard Vaughn will be doing a master class. We'll have storytelling and all that jazz. So mark your calendars. Saturday, September 21st from 10 to 2 p.m. at Colegio Estudiantes de las Tablas. It's here in the north of Madrid. All right, folks, let me remind you, unless you follow me on social media, you don't know this week's question of the week.
Question of the week.
That's right, amigos. It is question of the week time here on The Show with No Name. And this is a chance for you guys to participate, for you to speak English every week, at least once a week. You practice your speaking, and that's not much. So, speaking a minute a week is going to help you, but really, truthfully, you should be speaking as much as possible. That's the only way to really improve your speaking, by speaking, right? So this week's question, this one like last week's question, you don't have to do too much soul searching, but you do have to defend your answer. You always have to defend your answer, your point of view, right? So here we go, amigos. This week's question, do you prefer to cook, eat out, or order in? Okay. So cook, cocinar, eat out, comer fuera, or order in. That means to order delivery. Obviously, I don't just want you to say, I prefer to eat out, and then that's the end of it. No, you got to explain why you prefer to eat out. So this week's question, do you prefer to cook, to eat out, or to order in, which is to order delivery? And of course, why? That's the important part. If you'd like to participate, you guys can go over to go over to your phone, click record, however you send voice messages or voice notes, and think about what you want to say. Hit record and record a 1-minute voice message introducing yourself. Hey, Alberto and friends, it's me, Rob. I just wanted to say I like to eat out because blah, 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 blah. There you go. And this way, I can help you. I can help you with your pronunciation, with your syntaxes, how you're putting things together, and you'll become more confident. The more you speak, the more confident you become. And that reminds me, I got a beautiful email from one of your fellow classmates. I won't say names here, but I'm sure many of you will be able to figure out who it is. But every now and again, usually weekly, which is just amazing, and I thank you guys for that, I get so many amazing messages from people on social media, in my email, and sometimes I like to share them with you guys. So this is Maripuri. It's not. It's somebody you know very well. But it's Maripuri because, well, just in case. I didn't ask her if I could read it. So it's in Spanish, but she explains why. Here we go. Hola, Alberto. Espero que estés muy bien. Te escribo porque escucho el programa en podcast. Así que este viernes por la tarde no me enteré de tus palabras sobre mi nivel de inglés. Muchísimas gracias. No sabes lo feliz que me hace y lo reconfortante que es que un super teacher como tú tenga esas palabras tan bonitas para mí. No ha sido fácil llegar hasta aquí. Aún recuerdo cuando empecé a escuchar el programa. No entendía ni los jingles. Pero he de admitir que con tu maravilloso trabajo y tu divertido método y personalidad, he disfrutado muchísimo del proceso. That's the idea. Tu programa ya ha estado en mi vida mucho tiempo y espero que siga por mucho más. Me ha acompañado en los buenos momentos y en los no tan buenos, enseñándome, divirtiéndome y dándome una sensación de bienestar que no podré agradecerte lo suficiente. Me hubiera gustado escribirte en inglés, pero no estaba segura de poder expresar todo esto correctamente. Lo siento, soy una perfeccionista. Una vez más, muchísimas gracias. Un abrazo, Maripuri. All right, it's not Maripuri. But thank you so much. You really, really made my day. And I got to tell you something, I needed it today. Man, this was a crazy weekend. Those of you who know, we celebrated my daughter's 5th birthday. So I am pooped. No es que me echo caca. To be pooped means reventado, cansado. I'm drained. Drenado, mi energía. We say drained, no? Agotado. A lot of different ways to express that. Well, sure. You put a lot of kids together screaming all weekend, and what do you get? You get a migraine. So I needed that. It was a crazy weekend full of emotions. And thank you guys. Thank you for being the greatest students, whether you write to me or not. I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky to have such wonderful students. And some of you have already participated in the question of the week. Since I usually put it out on the weekend on my social media, it gives you time to think before Thursday evening when the deadline is, la fecha límite. All right, amigos, let's go with a challenge here, a challenge called the Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz. Yeah.
Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz.
All right, amigos, listen up. Listen up. Oh, no, wait. That's the name of the book. Well, also listen up. Escucha, presta atención. Listen up. This is an amazing material that is available at Von Tienda, vontienda.com if you care to pick it up online. If not, you can go by in person in Madrid, Barcelona, Bilbao, Vigo, Valladolid, Valencia, Santander, and or Zaragoza. We'd love to meet you. Stop by. Also, remember, we've got the open house here in Las Tablas. That's coming up this Saturday. So today we're going to listen up to some audio from Listen Up. And to listen up again, it's another way of saying presta atención, right? Pay attention. Listen up. And the book is 17 euros, well, 16.95. 16.95. It's for all levels. And does it come with audio? Well, you can bet your bottom dollar. Pues claro que sí. Let's listen to some audio, and then I'll have a challenge for you. So, listen up.
Shopping for big shoes. And now the vocabulary.
Shoe shop,
Zapatería.
trainers or sneakers,
Zapatillas deportivas.
to be comfortable,
Estar cómodo.
to stock,
Tener en existencia.
to come back into fashion.
Volver a estar de moda.
Shoes,
Zapatos.
footwear,
Calzado.
frustrating.
Frustrante.
Colourful trainers are coming back into fashion, and I want a pair. I'm not usually someone who jumps on the bandwagon, but most people I see running at the moment have super colourful footwear. The problem I have is that most trainers don't fit me because they're too small. I have big feet. Too big, I'd say. And most shoe shops don't stock big enough sizes. I buy most clothes and footwear online because otherwise it takes too long to visit all the different shops. Unfortunately, shopping online means I can't try things on first, which is frustrating. Most trainers are more comfortable than shoes, but, of course, most jobs require you to wear shoes. The search continues.
Looking for items in a supermarket. Now the vocabulary.
Shelf,
Expositor.
dry foods,
Alimentos secos.
frozen section,
Alimentos congelados.
bakery section,
Panadería.
to put back,
Colocar de nuevo.
beans,
Alubias.
rice,
Arroz.
fridge.
Nevera.
Hello, I'm going to make a big effort to make dinner for my extended family, and I need to buy several things, but I've no idea where they are.
No problem. How can I help you?
I need to find beans, rice, bread, and spices. I'm making Mexican food, and I need to do a really good job. I don't want to make any mistakes.
Of course. For beans, go to the end of the aisle and make a right. There you will find all kinds of dry foods, including rice too. For spices, have a look in the cooking aisle, which is opposite the dry foods section.
Oh, that's great, thank you. I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket in case I make a mistake, so I'm going to buy some frozen things too.
Good idea. The frozen food section is at the opposite side of the supermarket, next to the fridges.
Thank you. Can you do a favour for me? Would you mind putting this cream back? I thought I would need it, but I don't.
No problem at all. Good luck. I'm sure you'll do a great job.
¿Quieres estar al tanto de todas nuestras promociones en la Vaughan Esfera? Well, now you can be in the loop. Puedes estar al tanto. Puedes enterarte de ofertas, novedades y eventos. Y mucho más. Puedes encontrar todo eso en grupobaugan.com/cursos destacados. Eso es, en grupobaugan.com/cursos destacados. Ahí tendrás toda la información de última hora. Guárdalo como favorito. grupobaugan.com/cursos destacados. And stay in the loop.
That's right, folks. Grupovon.com/cursos destacados. You know what? This morning I was just thinking of, remember the jingle I made? Jimena will test your English. It's, we're not gonna take it. Well, you know what? We were driving my daughter to school this morning, and she goes, Papi, can you put on Twisted Sister? And I was like, that's my daughter. That is definitely my daughter. 8:30 in the morning, and she's asking me to turn up Twisted Sister. She loves it. We're not gonna take it. No, huevos con aceite. Huevos con aceite y limón. Obviously, those aren't the lyrics, right? We're not gonna take it. She also likes, I want to rock, do, do, do. So I got a little rocker on my hands, folks. All right, well, I hope you were listening up. The first word that was mentioned, and I want to see if you know it, is the word existencias, that they said, existencias. So it's inventario, existencias. También es tener en existencias. Okay. También es reponer as well. También es acciones. So what I want to see is if you can use this very common word in context. You can use it in any of its, as long as it's right. It also is caldo. If you say chicken, it's caldo de pollo. So, wow, this is a really, I'm scrolling down a lot here. Reponer, abastecer, right? That is the first word. I want you to use it in context. They used it as existencias, but you can use whatever meaning you'd like. Number 2, calzado. Did you get the word calzado? Because you can say shoes, but then there's another way to kind of put them in all together. Okay? So, that is calzado. Use it in context. It shouldn't be too difficult. Me gusta calzado cómodo, por ejemplo. O no me gusta. I personally like, whenever I can, I like to go barefoot. Bare es desnudo. So, how do you say it in Spanish? Sin zapatos, no? So I like to go barefoot. I don't like wearing calzado. When possible, obviously. I don't walk around the supermarket barefoot. If I could, I would. I'm kind of a hippie in that way. All right, so the second word, to see if you got it and if you can use it in context, is calzado. Calzado. And the next one is a similar expression you have in Spanish, and it's subirse al carro. Same, we say the same exact expression there. Okay, subirse al tren, se dice en Colombia. Subirse al caballo, se dice en Argentina. Seguir al rebaño, subirse al carro. This means doing something just because it's popular. Not so much because you want to do it, but because it's popular, because everyone's doing it. So number 1, use that word. That's acciones, abastecer, caldo. Again, it's got many different meanings. So hopefully you can give me one of them in use. Number 2, the word calzado. Use it in context. Can you use the word calzado in context? And the third one is an idiomatic expression. Subirse al carro. It means to just do what everybody's doing, to follow the trends. All right, let's see who we've got over here. I've got a lot of show with no namers joining us here in the live chat, our virtual classroom. Hello, show with no namers. Hope you had a wonderful couple days off and that you are ready to rock and roll. Speaking of, there's Maria Jose. Hello, Maria Jose. And it's funny, I didn't read your comment, Maria Jose, but you read my mind, or I read yours, because it says, good morning, folks, ready to rock once again. Lista para acción, Maria Jose. That's the tude. That's another way of saying attitude. That's the tude, Maria Jose. Maria Jose also says, I see eye to eye with Maripuri. Wait. You smell that? That's a totally native, to see eye to eye. En vez de decir, I agree with, suena más nativo. I see eye to eye with Maripuri. Great stuff. And Maria Jose also says, I've got the accommodation booked for trivia night. See you there. Oh, that is great news. Whoa. All right. So I've got the accommodation booked for trivia night. See you there. That's awesome. Another word for accommodation, too, that comes to mind, lodging. Right? There's I don't know if you've heard of it, Econo Lodge. Se ve mucho en Estados Unidos. Lodge. También como un sitio donde alojarse. So great, Maria Jose. That's wonderful news there. And you sound great already. There's Laura. Let's see. Laura says, Laura Prados, not Laura, our Italian Laura. Laura Prados says, Cruz Roja, comprobar sorteo oro. Is this like some kind of quiz or something? I'm a little bit confused, Laura. Help? Cruz, was it something I was talking about before? I'm a little bit lost there with that comment. Cruz Roja, comprobar sorteo oro. I feel like there's some kind of mystery behind that. Maria Jose says, good morning again. Oh, no, I already saw that comment. Okay. All right, let's see. There's Laura. Lovely Laura. She says, good morning, lovely show with no namers. A heartfelt, great word. Desde el corazón. Sentido del corazón, heartfelt. A heartfelt message for a one-of-a-kind teacher. Bravo, Maripuri. I think she can speak for most of us. Thank you so much, Laura. Anix or Maripuri. I don't know. She says, morning, everyone. Rise and shine. Hello, Anix. A lot of totally natives flying around this morning. Rise and shine. Esto es, vamos a levantarnos, vamos a por ese día. All right. Let's see. Born to Iron Man. Born to Iron Man says, hi, show with no namers. Hello, Born to Iron Man. Great to have you on board and ready to rock as you always are, buddy. Jaime says, también es ganado. Which one? Maybe the word acciones? Is that the one you mean? Guys, remember, if you put a full sentence, then it makes it easier for me. Because you know why? It might have, like, by the time I read your comment, maybe it's a word that I mentioned like 10 minutes ago or an hour ago or whatever. So let's see if I can. También es ganado con otra palabra. I'm a little bit. Are you talking about the first word in the spelling bee? Give me some context, Jaime, just in case here, because if not, you're making me read minds, and I'm not good at that. I'm a teacher, not a fortune teller. Laura says, I erased it. I'm listening to you, but at the same time, I have a WhatsApp open and a friend asked me about that. Sorry. I was like, Laura, I don't know what's going on here. You got to help me help you. All right, my amigos, we're going to take a quick commercial break right now. We've got a lot of stuff to cover on today's show. We'll start checking your pop quiz answers. We've also got our Say What soundbite. What else? We've got our spelling bee. We've got homophones. We've got Double Trouble. Name that movie. Name that lyric. Famous birthdays. Whoa. We've got a lot of stuff to do here on today's show. So if I were you guys, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to part 2 of today's show with no name. We're having a good time here on Vaughn Radio, as we always do, learning, laughing, and playing together. And speaking of learning and laughing and playing together, don't forget to mark your calendars for October 2nd. Maria Jose is in. She's even got her accommodation booked. And that's because on October 2nd, it's a Wednesday, I'm going to be hosting the Vaughn Radio Trivia Night, amigos. And it's a very special night because on October 2nd, 2008, a little thing called the Show with No Name kicked off. The rest is history. It's been a part of my life, your life, and many people's lives, believe me. It's incredible how many people listen to Vaughn Radio, and from all walks of life. Ex-presidents, soccer players, taxi drivers, you name it. Everybody is listening to Vaughn Radio. And if you want to listen to us anywhere and everywhere, just download the Vaughn Radio app and you can learn on the go. All right, amigos, let's kick off the second part of today's show with the Say What soundbite. Say what? What? All right, folks, let's get going with today's Say What soundbite here on the Show with No Name. Also, a quick reminder, you got a brand new episode of FYI that dropped last Friday on the verb to read. So you might want to read up on it. To read up on something is investigar. Estudiar sobre ello. If you didn't know that phrasal verb, well, listen to that episode and you'll know it by the end of the episode. I just shared the link with you here in the group, but remember, you can get your FYI for your English podcasts wherever you get your Vaughn podcasts. Oh, yeah. All right, amigos. So what do you think? Are you ready for a challenging Say What soundbite? I don't think it's too tough today. We've done harder ones. Believe me, we've done harder ones. All right, so let's see how you guys do. And hopefully somebody will be able to get it after all 4 listens. Initially, after these first 2 listens, I just want you to give me your take, your opinion based on what you heard. Oh, and a shout out to Grace. She's not going to be able to join us possibly for the whole week, but she did send me a message saying to send everybody a shout out. Your classmate, Chris Valrol. So it looks like you guys are going to have to pick up the slack, especially in the movies and famous birthdays, which is her specialty. All right, is everybody ready? Here's your Say What soundbite for the first time.
I was in New York yesterday. Today is Sunday, isn't it? And I had some business in the morning, and I did 2 shows, and then I grabbed a cab, and I raced to the airport, and I tried to catch that at 11 o'clock.
All right. A little bit fast, but I think it's pretty clear, right? It's not too hard to understand what this person is saying. All right. Let me give it to you again. Just give you a second to process that, to let it sink in. Asimilarlo. And here we go for the second time.
I was in New York yesterday. Today is Sunday, isn't it? And I had some business in the morning, and I did 2 shows, and then I grabbed a cab, and I raced to the airport, and I tried to catch that at 11 o'clock.
Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh, man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. But I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh, man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8 y como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah, wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que ha sido a gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life. Píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damian, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
vaughantienda.com.
It's the shit.
That's right, folks. If you don't have my latest book, This Book is the Shit, you can pick up a copy at Vaughn Tienda or wherever fine books are sold. I've got 5 books, but we have so many books available at the Vaughn Tienda. And as you know, today we're taking a look at something from Listen Up. So let's see how you guys did in your pop quiz. While you're thinking about what you want to say in your Say What soundbite, let's see how you did. Let's see. Born to Iron Man. There he is, ready to rock. And he says, do you have bank stocks trading on the market? Banks. I don't personally, but sure, a stock, acciones de banca. And trading es que estás intercambiando. Good, great job. Stocks. So we talk about stocks or shares. La bolsa we call the stock market. Great. Let's see. The second one, I need different kind of footwear / trainers. Well, they're not exactly the same, though. Let me explain. Not all footwear is trainers, right? So trainers is it's the British way of saying sneakers. Okay. So footwear can be anything from sandals to flip-flops to anything you can wear on your footwear. Okay, just to clear those up. So I need different kind of footwear or trainers depending on the sort of run. Yeah, if you're running, then stick with the sneakers, definitely. And the next one, are you going to jump on the bandwagon of TikTok? All right, great job. También se puede usar TikTok como adjetivo. Are you going to jump on the TikTok bandwagon? Right? I have a TikTok account. My wife is the one who runs the TikTok account, but I have one nonetheless. No obstante, I have a TikTok account. So wonderful job, Born to Iron Man. Great examples as well. Let's see, Laura. Laura says, I wanted to order a book online, but it was out of stock. Excellent. Stock. Out of stock. In stock. Lo tienen. Out of stock. Agotado. Great. My friend Maria has a lot of footwear. Great job. Tiene sentido, ¿no? Wear es llevar, and pies es pie es foot, so algo que llevas en el pie, footwear, right? Everybody wants to jump on the bandwagon of AI to be in the loop. Great job. And again, just like Iron Man, you can say directamente en vez de of, you can say the AI bandwagon. O sea, el carro de la IA, pues ponéis AI en inglés delante, and you've got it. So great. And there's a totally native over there for you for that great expression to be in the loop. Al tanto. Enterado, I think you say as well. All right. Maria Jose. She says, every time I go shopping to get some English stock is out of stock. Okay. Every time I go shopping to get some English stock, it's out of stock. Entonces tendrías que decir, it's out of stock. And English stock, you mean like acciones? Interesting. Let's see. She says also, I rather try the footwear on in case it doesn't fit me. Maria Jose, just a little adjustment there. El I, aunque no suena seguro porque no lo oyes, pero lo decimos. La frase sería, I'd rather. I would rather. Nadie dice I would rather. Dice I'd rather. Pero muchos se comen la D. Pero como esto es clase de inglés, no te lo voy a permitir. So I apostrophe D, I'd rather, and hey, me too, I'm the same. Because my foot, well, it's not that I have a big foot, but it's like wide, it's ancho. So some shoes, even though they fit me long ways, they don't fit me, I don't know. I'm weird with that. That's why I prefer to go barefoot, as I said. Let's see. So she says, I'd rather try the footwear on in case it doesn't fit me. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to give you an applause, Maria Jose, because I'd rather my students use rather than prefer. And you just did. Okay. So I'd rather, because my students use prefer a lot. I get it. Preferiría. Pero escucha la diferencia. I'd prefer to go fishing. I'd prefer to. It's not easy to say. I'd rather is a lot easier to say. I'd rather go fishing. So I'm saying it for the sake of simplicity here. So great job. And then Maria Jose says, when something is trendy, de moda, it seems like most people want to jump on the bandwagon. Wonderful job. Wonderful, wonderful job. And Laura says, we'll miss Chris, and it's going to be hard to fill her shoes. We'll do our best. Hey, wait a second. Did you do that on purpose? Footwear, fill her shoes? Good job, Laura. That was a wonderful one. Well, folks, yeah, that first word, stock. Okay, so you can stock something. It makes sense. You stock the shelves, right? And where do you keep the stock? In storage, en un almacén. No, you store the stock. Almacenar is to store, right? It's a double trouble. You store you store the things from the store in storage, right? And we've got that word store there. Stock is another one. It could be a triple trouble, right? My uncle has stock in a company that makes chicken stock, right? But he's like a stock character. And a stock character is an everyday image. You have an everyday character, muy común. Like if you've seen when you're looking on the internet for stock images, normales, comunes, okay? Caldo, it says here as well. Let's see if there's any more. Oh, livestock. Eso es la que decías ahí. Livestock, ganado, livestock. What else? Lock, stock, and a barrel. Eso es completamente. Es como la peli que vimos. Lock, stock, and smoking barrel. So, to stock or to stock up is the verb. Puedes añadirlo con up o sin up. Okay, y no se pronuncia igual que stack. Stack es amontonar. So you can, vamos a decir esto, dilo conmigo. We can stack the stock in the corner. We can stack the stock in the corner. All right, amigos, there you go. That's your pop quiz. The first word being stock, very, very common word. The second word being footwear, makes sense. If you're not familiar with it, I know many of you know high heels, this kind of stuff. By the way, if you want to learn this kind of vocabulary, there's an FYI episode on fashion, and I go over all kinds of accessories, prendas, things like that. So you might want to give that a listen. And the third one was to jump on the bandwagon. To jump on the bandwagon, exactly the same as in Spanish. Oh, and there's one I almost forgot, was stock. Have you heard? Here, I'll give it to you in context. I made a mistake and everybody started cracking up. I felt like the laughing stock. El hazme reír. The laughing stock. I'll tell you what, you can expect to see that word in a triple or quadruple trouble. Why? Because I just wrote it down. All right, let's see. Laura taking a stab at what she heard in the Say What soundbite. Let's see. Laura says, I heard the voice of an American man who speaks a mile a minute. He's being interviewed and he's explaining that he had to work in New York the day before and catch a late flight to be in a different city. Yeah, lately we've gotten some fast speakers here. But I think sometimes you guys don't listen to yourselves when you speak. Like when you speak Spanish, do you think you speak slowly? Because you don't. I can tell you. I know very few people in my circle that say, bueno, vamos a ver qué hacemos, porque tal, pum, 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 pum. Everyone's like, rakatatakatatakatata, rakatataka. Sounds like a reggaeton song half the time. But hey, it's par for the course, como decimos en la cuña esa con las expresiones. Viene con el territorio. Great job, Laura. Anybody else want to tell us what they heard in this section, our Say What soundbite? Well, then give it up for Laura. She stands alone, Laura. All right, let's kick off with our spelling bee.
bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee.
All right, my amigos, here goes the most challenging section, one of the most challenging. The Say What soundbite is quite challenging as well, depending on the day. But this one, day in, day out, seems to be a doozy. La chunga, la difícil. But don't worry, you get a second round where I pronounce it, where I spell it at a nice, comfortable pace. Okay, the first round, I'm ruthless. Ruthless es despiadado. I'm ruthless here. Let's start every word with a capital letter for the sake of simplicity, even though some of them don't really need it. All right? The first one is P-I-L. Oh, wait, let's get some ambiance here. The first one, P-I-L-G-R-I-M-S. The second one is S-E-T space S-A-I-L. The third one is P-L-Y-M-O-U-T-H. The fourth one is M-A-Y-F-L-O-W-E-R. The fifth one is C-A-P-E space C-O-D, comma, space M-A-S-S-A-C-H-U-S-E-T-T-S. What a word. And the last one is T-H-A-N-K-S-G-I-V-I-N-G. Whoa, that was a lot. Is anybody relaxing with the sound of the ocean waves? There must be a reason for it. Or maybe I just felt like relaxing. After a weekend of kids screaming and lots of decibels, maybe it was just time for me to just put on some ocean waves and chill out. No, there's a reason behind it. All right, let's go over here to our chat room and see what we've got. Ladies and gentlemen, Born to Iron Man's giving it a go. Un intento. Let's see how he did. The first one is correct. The second one is correct. The third one's correct. The fourth one is correct. This is getting interesting. The fifth one is correct. And ladies and gentlemen, do you think he got all of them? Yes, he did. Wow. And right on his heels, in fact, at the same minute, because it was 11:23, it says both of your comments, also Laura. So give it up for Born to Iron Man and Laura. Wow, guys. Fantastic. Fantastic job here on our spelling bee. As I said, if you can handle this section, you can handle anything. Something about the ocean, ships. All right, well, let's see what these words have to do with each other. But I'm going to repeat them for you now a second time. And now I'm going to be nice. Voy a ser majo. Why not? For me, it's a lot easier to be nice than rude. Me cuesta ser borde. Some people, they can just do it freely. I don't know how. They just love being rude. I can't figure that out. All right. The first word in our spelling bee today is P-I-L-G-R-I-M-S. The second one is space S-A-I-L. The next one, P-L-Y-M-O-U-T-H. The fourth one is Mayflower. The fifth one, CAPE space COD, comma, space MASSACHUSETTS. And the last one is THANKSGIVING. All right, those are your spelling bee words. Do you guys know the expression in English, April showers bring May flowers? Seguro que tenéis algo parecido en español. O sea, las lluvias de abril traen las flores de mayo, right? So April showers bring May flowers. It rhymes. Okay, so if April showers bring May flowers, what do May flowers bring? Easily, they bring pilgrims. No. Well, did you know? Did you catch it here? The pilgrims who went to the United States from Plymouth, England. The name of the ship was the Mayflower. So if April showers bring May flowers, what do May flowers bring? Pilgrims. All right. Well, folks, lucky for you, we've got to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with so much more Show with No Name. So stick around. Hello, amigos. Welcome back. Welcome back to Show with No Name. We are in the second half of the show. You know it. Don't forget, we've got great shows all day here on Vaughn Radio. Amazing shows. Shows to help you learn English, love English, get hooked on English, engancharte al inglés. And don't forget, we have a plethora of initiatives. We've got Vaughn Town, we've got Weekend Town, we've got our one-to-one flex, we've got group classes, we've got Disney Vaughn English for the kids. You name it, we've got it. Go to grupovaughn.com/cursos destacados. Also, if you follow us on social media, well, then you can find out about all our upcoming events, like our open house at Colegio Estudiantes en Las Tablas, or our Vaughn Radio Trivia Night and 16-year anniversary of the Show with No Name in October. So many cool things happening in the Vaughn world, and we want you guys to be a part of it. So follow along. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. It's Grupo Vaughn. Yeah. And download the Vaughn Radio app if you want to listen to us wherever you go. All right, folks, it's time for Homophones on the Show with No.
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name.
All right, amigos, it is your homophone section here on the show with no name. And let's see if you guys are A, familiar with the words in question, and B, if you know if they sound exactly the same or not. Let's take a look. The first one is to increase. So levantar, subir, alzar, elevar, incrementar, aumentar. También es recaudar, si hablamos de dinero. It's criar o educar también. So this is another one. Es un aumento de salario en inglés americano. En inglés británico usan otra palabra. And by the way, there's going to be an FYI episode about this word and another word that people often confuse. So let's see if you know this one. It's criar, educar, cultivar, levantar, aumentar, aumento, subir, elevar. It's got a lot of meanings. All right, that is the first word I want you to tell me. And the second word, really, if I'm not mistaken, only has one meaning, and that is to demolish, to tear down, to destroy, derribar, arrasar, demolar. All right? So, that's interesting. Uno es elevar, levantar, y otro es demolar. They're exact opposites. So if they sound the same, that is some sick joke, right? Si tenemos que levantar el edificio suena igual que demoler, well, we got a problem here, right? If we don't see it written. So I'm asking you, what are these two words, and do these two words sound exactly the same? The first one, again, levantar, también es cultivar, es criar, a la vez. And the second one is to tear down or to destroy. Demoler, derribar. Those are your homophones for today. Also, let me give you our Say What soundbite here. This is the third listen.
I was in New York yesterday. Today is Sunday, isn't it? And I had some business in the morning, and I did 2 shows, and then I grabbed a cab, and I raced to the airport, and I tried to catch that at 11 o'clock.
¿Conoces Weekend Town? La nueva iniciativa de Vaughan.
Pues no.
Es un fin de semana de inmersión en inglés y es nuevísimo.
A ver, cuéntame más.
Tendrás una inmersión lingüística total durante 2 días. Un total de 24 horas hablando con angloparlantes de todo el mundo.
¡Wow! ¡Qué interesante!
Ganarás confianza y soltura a la hora de comunicarte en inglés. Mejorarás tu comprensión auditiva y tus habilidades conversacionales en una situación de comunicación real en inglés. Ven a Weekend Town y te sorprenderás con todo lo que puede avanzar tu inglés en un fin de semana. Weekend Town de Vaughan. Un fin de semana de inmersión en inglés.
That's right, amigos. Weekend Town. It is Vaughn Town's little cousin. That's right. And if you want to find out more about Weekend Town or Vaughn Town or any of our initiatives, just stop by our website, grupovaughn.com/cursos destacados. All right, let's see what we've got over here. Born to Iron Man says, Marzo ventoso y abril lluvioso sacan a mayo florido y hermoso. I knew it. I knew you guys had some kind of rhyme as well. Ours is April showers bring May flowers. Let's see. All right. Born to Iron Man is participating in our homophones. Let's see. Born to Iron Man, the words are correct. And he says they sound alike. Interesting. Maria Jose, your words are incorrect. Your first word is not the word I was looking for. Because eso puede ser elevar también, pero como es el que es también criar hijos, no es es la otra. De hecho, as I told you, there's going to be an upcoming episode of FYI on rise and okay, and the word we're looking for here, because they're very confusing. So we will demystify those in an upcoming episode. Stay tuned. So, Maria Jose, I can't judge yours because the first word is not the one we're looking for. Let's see, Laura. Laura gives us the correct words, and she says they sound alike as well. So we've got two super students saying, yeah, these words sound alike. Definitely. No doubt about it. All right. Well, let's say the words. The first word is raise. Raise. Okay. In British English, he asked for a rise. We would say he asked for a raise. Okay. Now, the good thing about these words is, in the end, in British English and in American English, except for that example, they're exactly the same. Okay. Because one of them is transitive and one of them is intransitive. So the sun, quick explanation. The sun rises. Nobody does anything to it. There's no action. Nobody pushes it. It just rises. It does it by itself, right? And to raise something, let's raise our glasses. Algo tiene que hacerlo. It doesn't just, it has to be acted upon. Okay, that's rise versus raise. Again, there's a lot more to it, but we'll listen to those in an upcoming episode of FYI. So we're going to look at today raise. So levantar, raise. To raise, levantar, alzar, to raise prices, to raise somebody's salary, to raise the rent, aumentar, to raise children. Por eso no podía ser rise, María José, porque ya al momento que dice criar, educar, right, it's got to be raised. So she raised 3 children. She's a single mother, right? Please raise your hand if you have a question, okay? To raise hell. Armar un escándalo, liarla, right? So the very, very rich words there, raise and rise, but stay tuned. You will get them. All right. And the second word is an interesting word because that word has 2 acceptable spellings, R-A-Z-E and R-A-S-E. The good news is they're always pronounced raise. So great job, Born to Iron Man and Laura. So you got to be really careful, I guess, if you're an architect or you're working on a construction site, and if the foreman, el capataz, says, "Okay, we're going to raise this building." Which way? Raise, R-A-I-S-E, levantarlo. Or raise, R-A-Z-E or R-A-S-E, because that's tirarlo. So can we get that in writing? Somebody was trying to be funny there, huh? To raise. We also say to tear down, tear, tore, torn. We say to demolish a building as well. So I've got to be honest, I don't use the raise that much, the second usage. I would say tear down. Why? It's just to avoid confusion. But just so you know, somebody decided to make a sick joke over there and decided it would be funny to make the words sound exactly the same. So wonderful job, Born to Iron Man and Laura. Also, Laura also got our Say What soundbite after the third go. So fantastic job, Laura. Wow, you guys are kicking butt today. Also, give it up for Maria Jose. She also got our spelling bee. That's right, our spelling bee. And today, as I said, we were talking about pilgrims. We are talking about the Mayflower, a famous ship that brought over the pilgrims from England. And the word pilgrim is peregrino, you say, and peregrinaje is pilgrimage. Es interesante porque acaba con age, pero se pronuncia como bridge. Pilgrimage, idge. Rob Grams did a pilgrimage this summer, right? He did the Camino de Santiago, right? So today, in history, in the year 1620, pilgrims set sail. So pilgrims was our first word. No es pilgrims, it's pilgrims. Pilgrims. Dilo conmigo, porque hay dos I latinas, pero no suenan como I latina. Pilgrims. The pilgrims set sail, emprender, to set sail for Virginia from Plymouth, England. And that was our third word. It's not, aunque tenga la palabra mouth, no es mouth. It's Plymouth. Plymouth. It's a famous place where the pilgrims came, and you can go visit it today. The tourist attraction, the site, is called Plymouth Rock, La Roca de Plymouth. Number 4 was the Mayflower, the name of the ship that they came over on. It was an English ship which made its maiden voyage in 1609. And, well, it's probably one of the most famous ships, you know, the Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria, the Plymouth. You know, these are the big ones over here. Excuse me, the Mayflower. Al decirlo, digo, the Plymouth? ¿Qué barco es ese? The Mayflower, as it was called. And so Mayflower was number 4. Number 5, Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Cape Cod, Massachusetts. This is where they dropped their anchor, okay, when they got near what would be modern day United States of America. And have you heard of Cape Cod? It's a beautiful place. Cape, de ahí aprendemos dos palabras. Cape, el cabo, right? Cape. And cod, bacalao. O sea, I imagine there's a lot of cod in that. Or maybe it's shaped like a cod. Now I'm curious. Let's see. Why is Cape Cod called Cape Cod? Is Cape Cod called Cape Cod? Okay, comes from the abundance of codfish in the area. There you go. So you European pilgrims who came from England said, where do you want to go, mate? Well, wherever there's a lot of cod. Well, there's a place called Cape Cod. I imagine they've got lots of fresh fish. Hey, if I were going hungry, you know, after a long journey, I'd want to go to a place that had plenty of fish. So Cape Cod, and it's una O, pero no es cod, it's cod. Cape Cod is in Massachusetts. And the last one is Thanksgiving. And there's a lot of different stories about that first Thanksgiving. Supposedly they put down their guns and they put their differences aside and shared some turkey and turnips, nabos. But some people say it wasn't that beautiful, the story. There was a lot more bloodshed, sangre. I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm 1620. Whoa. So the sixth word was Thanksgiving, which is a huge holiday in the United States, as you know. In fact, I think Thanksgiving Day is perhaps the day with the most travelers in the United States, the most flights, trains. It's madness. So, and then the next day, you know it, you probably celebrate the next day more than Thanksgiving here, and that's Black Friday. Why do they call it Black Friday? Well, that's the first day of the Christmas season. Because in the United States, you guys, you can do Halloween and then you start setting up for Christmas, right? Not us. You can't set up for Christmas without going through Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving is kind of like, okay, guys, you can officially put up your trees. You can do all that Christmas stuff, but you got to wait till after Thanksgiving. Now here, I've seen people put it up as early as, the first week of November. Hey, it's okay. Just saying, in the States, you're skipping that major holiday. And I have so many great memories of Thanksgiving with my family, just pigging out, Poniéndonos las botas. Hey, we were talking about footwear before. Yeah, why do you guys say that? It doesn't make sense. Nos vamos a poner las botas. What does that have to do with eating? That's a weird one. That one always made me scratch my head a bit. All right, amigos, so much to do here on today's show. Why don't we take a trip to one of my favorite places, the movies? Name that movie. All right, my amigos. Welcome to Name That Movie here on the show with no name. Let's see what we've got for you over here. I'm going to read the trailer. Well, it's not really a trailer. It's a synopsis. It tells you what's going on. You know, if it's the answer to what's it about? ¿De qué va? Well, here's the answer. All right. And if you don't know it, don't worry. Chris Valrol is not here today. And we know it's going to be tough, but you can Google this section if you want, if you want, it's up to you, Here we go. A teenager wanders into Carmel, California. Carmel, California. I can't say it. Carmel, California, where he is soon introduced to the art forgery community. Ya está. So it's very specific, has to do with forgery. Have you heard this word before? To forge is to falsify something. Falsificación, forgery. So the verb is to forge. Did you forge that signature? That's not your mother's signature. You forged it. That's forgery. Okay? Forge se escribe. All right? Anybody? So a teenager deambular, walking around sin rumbo, into Carmel, California. This is a town in California where he is soon introduced. Le presentan al mundillo, a la comunidad, community, no community, community, to the art forgery community. O sea, gente que falsifica arte, obras de arte. All right. Does anybody recognize it? I'll give you a clue. I already said the name a moment ago. All right, ladies and gentlemen, she is picking up the slack for her buddy. Give it up for your Name That Movie winner today, Laura. Great job, Laura, rocking and rolling. The movie is called The Forger. The Forger. So look at that. Just from that, we got the noun, right? We've got the forger. That's a noun, la persona. To forge, the verb, and forgery. Okay, you got right there 3 different parts of speech. And all we had to do was just look at the root, la raíz, right? The Forger. No, I got the wrong one here now. Wait. There's another movie called The Forger. Are you kidding me? There's one that came out in 2022, and then the one I'm talking about is 2014. No, there's another Are you kidding me? Well, what Forger was I looking at? Drugged Out. Do you know how many movies there are? Okay. I'm looking at The Forger that came out in 2012, but I just realized there are a lot of movies called The Forger. Wow. So to forge a signature makes you a forger. What you're doing is called forgery. And this movie stars Lauren Bacall. You guys know Lauren Bacall, classic actress. And also another classic as well. And that guy's name is Alfred Molina. I'm sure you guys have seen him before too. He's been in so many movies. Alfred Molina. He's an English guy, but his father is from Spain. So a Spanish-English actor, Alfred Molina. He's been in so many things throughout his life. Spider-Man franchise, Frida, Magnolia, Boogie Nights, and Lauren Bacall. I mean, she's a I think a classic Hollywood star from the heyday. The heyday is el apogeo, you say. And in fact, this was Lauren Bacall's final film, her last film before her death on August 12th in 2014. She was 89 years old. So imagine that. 89 years old and you're still making movies. That means you love what you do, because I don't think Lauren Bacall needed the money. I think she just loved her craft, su oficio. So, last film before her death. The film is also based, as I said, in Carmel, California. It's also filmed in Carmel, which isn't always the case. One thing is something taking place someplace, and another thing is it being filmed there, right? And why is Carmel, California, a well-known place? Because it's just a little town. It's not like Los Angeles, California, or San Francisco, or San Diego, or one of those big cities. Well, it's because Clint Eastwood lives in this town, and he was even the mayor once. Él era el alcalde. Imagine that. I think that's cool. Who's your mayor? Clint Eastwood. Feel lucky, punk. And Scott Eastwood is in the movie as well. He stars in this movie, The Forger. And Clint's then wife, que ya no, pero his then wife, en ese momento, Dina Eastwood. And it's a movie that has to do with forgery, that art world. I've got to be honest, it's a world I know very little about. The art world and, well, the forgery world. It reminds me, when I think of the word forgery and a forger, I think of, speaking of great movies, Catch Me If You Can, with Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hanks, which is based on a true story. That guy, Frank Abagnale, or como se dice su nombre, that guy was the forger. Forget all these movies. Yeah, the forger. But the real one was the guy who was able to forge everything, checks, a pilot's license. Great movie if you haven't seen it. I haven't seen this Forger or any of the other Forger movies, but there must be a reason why I chose it then. Well, you'll have to see why I chose it in the fourth and final part of today's show, amigos. Right now, we're going to take our last commercial break. And when we come back, we've got our double trouble. We've got our Say What soundbite. We'll finish up our movie. We've got famous birthdays and so much more. And don't forget, right after today's show, you can learn English with Jimena Holiday and Nacho in Test Your English, followed by the lunchtime show with Rob and Andy and their antics. Sus payasadas. It's real English. If you want real English, you've got it every day on the lunchtime show. A bit of banter, un poco de cháchara. Folks, we'll be right back with the rest of today's show, so stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the fourth and final part of today's show with No Name on Vaughn Radio. Don't forget about our afternoon programs as well. You've got Let's Get Random with Jules Linares. You've got Speak Up with Ruby. The Salad with Dave Boys. Kyle Miller's Drive Time. Also, Frankly Speaking with Chris Frank. On the weekends, you've got the Hour to Empower with Jessica Fernandez. You'll learn English while you take control of your life. What a positive message. I think everybody in general here on Vaughn Radio, we keep it positive. I mean, we have our little things, each and every one of us. But in general, we're spreading positivity as well as exciting English. So download the free app and learn English with us wherever you may go, wherever the road takes you. All right, are you guys ready for another challenge? You've done so well in all our challenges so far. I think you're going to do pretty good in our next challenge. Our next challenge, which is today's double trouble. Yeah.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
All right, amigos, here is your double trouble. This one comes to us from one of your fellow students, by the way. Javi Lopez on Twitter sent me this double trouble, which, by the way, a lot of times I forget to tell you guys this. If you have ideas for the double trouble section, send them to me. Obviously not here in the group, because then everyone will see them. So what can you do? You can send them to me at my email address that I gave you for question of the week. That's aalonso@grupovon.com. You can also send it to me via social media. Many different ways if you'd like to participate. But I used to always tell people, hey, send us your double trouble suggestions. And I haven't done it in a while. And since Javi sent me two, I'll open it back up. If any of you guys have any double troubles you'd like to share, let's do it. I'll give you a shout out on the show as well. As I told you, we're already going to be looking at the word stock at some point in the future because we just looked at it. It's got many, many meanings. All right, so if this one's tough, don't shoot the messenger. This is Javi Lopez. It's all him. All right. Un mechón o rizo de pelo se quedó atascado en la cerradura. Un mechón o rizo de pelo se quedó atascado en la cerradura. That is your double trouble. You have to use the same word twice, and that will make it a double trouble. Good luck, and thanks, Javi Lopez. Great one. I like it. All right, also, let me give you the Say What soundbite here for the fourth and final time. As I said, your friend Laura got it already. All right, here it is.
I was in New York yesterday. Today is Sunday, isn't it? And I had some business in the morning, and I did 2 shows, and then I grabbed a cab, and I raced to the airport, and I tried to catch that at 11 o'clock.
¿Quieres estar al tanto de todas nuestras promociones en la Vaughan Esfera? Well, now you can be in the loop. Puedes estar al tanto. Puedes enterarte de ofertas, novedades y eventos. y mucho más. Puedes encontrar todo eso en grupobaugan.com/cursos destacados. Eso es, en grupobaugan.com/cursos destacados. Ahí tendrás toda la información de última hora. Guárdalo como favorito. grupobaugan.com/cursos destacados. And stay in the loop.
That's right, amigos. Stay in the loop. And that means mantente al día. Stay in the loop. Great expression. Laura used it before. All you have to do is go to grupovon.com/cursos destacados to see what we've got going on now. Also, if you're following on social media and subscribe to our newsletter, you won't miss a beat. No te pierdes ni una. All right, let's see. Now, I gave you the double trouble. Let's see if some people got the double trouble for today. The first person to participate is Laura, and let's see how she did. Laura said, a lock of hair got stuck in the lock. Is that right? Absolutely. A lock of hair got stuck in the key. Well, Anix put in the key lock. That's fine too. You can just say lock a secas is fine. But so born to, oh, wait. I'm seeing 3. I thought I was only seeing 2 here. There more people answering every second. I love it. So Laura, excellent. A lock of hair got stuck in the lock. Born to Iron Man, a lock of hair got stuck in the lock. Perfect. Anix, a lock of hair got stuck in the key lock. Fine. You can put the word key there as well. No big deal. Great job. And you know what we call rizos de oro in English? Goldilocks. Goldilocks. Aha! Aha! There you go. Uh-huh. So great job, Javi Lopez, for suggesting that one. And also great job, Laura, Born to Iron Man, and Anix for knocking it out of the park. And we looked at the word lock, too. We said lock, stock, and a smoking gun, right? Or a smoking barrel is another way to say it. Lock, stock. See, another, looking at words here without even trying to look at them. Thanks, Javi. You linked that and you didn't even try to link it. If you want to send me your double trouble suggestions, feel free. All right, let's go back to the movies. We were looking at The Forger, as Laura told us. The movie is called The Forger, and it stars Lauren Bacall and Alfredo Molina, also Scott Eastwood. Let's see who we've got here. In this scene, Joshua says, yeah, he's cool. El mola es chulo, es guay. He's cool, but I do think, eso es realmente creo, cuando ponemos un do, porque si no sueles poner en la afirmación un do. Pero cuando quieres decir, pues de hecho que sí, I do think that after all my efforts, todos mis esfuerzos, that I deserve a kiss. Me merezco un beso. Now, careful with that one. Talking about keys and locks. Keys, llaves. Kiss, beso. Keys, llave, kiss, beso. So I deserve a kiss. Me merezco un beso. And Amber says, whoa, tranquilo. Slow down. Ralentiza. Tranquilo. Slow down. El inverso is speed up. Speed up, slow down. It's always good to learn opposites when you can, when it corresponds that there are opposites. Not everything has an opposite. So slow down. A kiss for the con man who punched my brother. Un beso para el timador que dio un puñetazo a mi hermano. A kiss for the con man who punched my brother. Como te crees que te lo mereces por darle un puñetazo a mi hermano y ser un timador. And Joshua says, yeah. And Amber goes, And then Joshua says, that sounds reasonable. Eso es razonable. It's an idea. And Amber says, I have an idea. Yo tengo idea. And Joshua says, what? And Amber says, how about you kiss my butt when I beat you down the beach? Okay. So how about you? ¿Por qué no me beses el culo? Why don't you kiss my butt when I beat you down the beach? And to beat you down is dar una paliza en la playa. And then Joshua says, what do I get if I win? ¿Qué me das si gano? And Amber says, nothing. Nada. And you'll like it. Y te gustará y no te quejarás. And you'll like it ahí no tiene que ver con te gustará, como y te callarás y no te quejarás. And you'll like it. You're going to eat broccoli today and you'll like it. Como y no queda otra. So this is not like in the sense of gustar, dar placer. Esto es como y no queda otra. Y lo vas a disfrutar. Me da igual si te gusta o no. All right? It's kind of like an ultimatum. Great job to Laura. She got it. The movie is called The Forger. And what we've realized is there are like 75 movies out there called The Forger. All right, folks, let's move on to famous birthday trivia. That's right, amigos. It's famous birthdays here on the show with no name. And let's see who's celebrating a birthday today. If you know me, then I might have given you some clues already. And maybe I wasn't even trying to give you any clues, but I did. All right. Or maybe I was trying. Either way, let's see if you know who these famous birthdays are. Number one, born today in 1925. 1925. He was, meaning he no longer is, right? He was an American singer, songwriter, guitarist, and producer. He died or passed away in 2015. Now, his real name was Riley, but nobody called him Riley. Nope. They did not call him Riley. They called him two letters. That's his first name. ¿Quién tiene dos letras como primer nombre? Well, let me tell you this. Probably one of the most famous blues musicians ever. You think about the blues, you think about this guy, you know. All Music magazine and publication recognized this man as, and I quote, the single most important electric guitarist of the last half of the 20th century. Okay. In 1987, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He got the nickname the King of the Blues. Now, it's interesting because there are three kings in the blues. I'm not talking about Reyes Magos here. So I'm talking about Albert King, Freddie King, and this guy. The three kings. Did you know that? There's the three kings of the blues guitar. All three of their last names are kings. And so, yeah, what else can we say? Oh, and by the way, none of them are related. So that was just a common last name then. He was born on a cotton plantation, plantación de algodón, in Mississippi. In fact, I stayed in the town where his museum is, Indianola. He worked at a cotton gin, una fábrica de algodón in Indianola, Mississippi. And I spent the night in Indianola, and I went to this person's museum. And it was crazy because the person had just died pretty recently, because I went in 2016, if I'm not mistaken. So this person died in 2015. And the woman in the town, there weren't many people, And she said to me, she goes, it's really weird to see his tour bus there because he was always touring, even when he was an old, born in 1925. I was so lucky that I got to see this guy perform. I saw him do a free show. It was on Nelson Mandela Day. I don't remember what day, when that is, but I just know that a student told me, say, Alberto, you know who's playing in Madrid tomorrow? And if you line up, you can get free tickets. And all of a sudden I saw it, and it wasn't fake. It was real. It was really happening. And I said, oh my God, one of the greatest legends ever is playing for free in Madrid at Teatro Circo Price, it's called. And I went. We literally camped out. I had never, spent the night. I didn't spend the night. We spent a few hours on the sidewalk, in La Acera. But man, awesome. What a show. I'll never forget it as long as I live. Number 2, another legend, and she passed as well in 2014. He passed in 2015. She passed in 2014. Her real name is Betty Joan Persky, but no one called her that. She used a stage name, and she was named one of the 20 greatest female stars of classic Hollywood. This was voted by the American Film Institute. In 2009, she received an Academy Honorary Award. That's for lifetime achievement. And she had a very husky voice, a very sultry presence. Sultry, S-U-L-T-R-Y. Sultry is sofocante, sensual. Bueno, en ese sofocante, seductor, sensual. Definitely a leading lady in Hollywood. And we talked about her today, in fact, because we talked about her last movie that she made called The Forger. So I said her name before, and it's interesting because if I tell you their first name, you're not going to know who these people are. Riley, I already told you his last name because he's one of the 3 whatevers. And Betty Joan Persky. Pero nadie le sabe cómo eso. She was in Harper, Murder on the Orient Express. She was on The Mirror Has Two Faces, Misery, Birth, Goodbye Charlie, Applause, Woman of the Year, and so much more. She is definitely, as I said before, she is definitely one of the top starlets of Hollywood's heyday, el apogeo de Hollywood. And last but not least, this guy was born in 1927 today, and he passed in 2011. He used his real name, except when he was playing his most famous role, Lieutenant Columbo, which was on the air from 1968 to 1978. And I'll tell you something, even though it was on the air before I was born, and then it was on again 1989 to 2003. Decía yo, I'm like, how did I see it then? Okay, so it came back on the air. I see. There was a hiatus. It got popular again. And, he is Columbo. But he's been in many things. He was in It's a Mad, Mad World, The Princess Bride, La Princesa Prometida, The In-Laws, The Great Race, and so much more. Let's see, ladies and gentlemen, we have got a winner. Please give it up for Anix. Number 1, B.B. King. That's right, B.B. King. Number 2, Lauren Bacall. And number 3, Peter Falk. Peter Falk, that's right. Columbo. Laura also got it. Great job, ladies. And this is going to bring us to our Say What soundbite. This is Peter Falk, Columbo. He'll never be Peter Falk. He'll always be Columbo for me. And he was receiving some award. I don't remember which one. And this was him coming to the podium. And he goes, I was in New York yesterday. Today's Sunday, isn't it? I had some business in the morning and I did 2 shows. Tuve algunos asuntos por la mañana, hice 2 shows, and then I grabbed a cab. To grab a cab, coger un taxi, and I raced, hice carrera. I raced to the airport and tried to catch the 11 o'clock, el vuelo de las 11. So here he is, Peter Falk, the guy who played the one and only Lieutenant Columbo.
I was in New York yesterday. Today is Sunday, isn't it? And I had some business in the morning, and I did 2 shows, and then I grabbed a cab, and I raced to the airport, and I tried to catch the 11 o'clock.
Hi, hello, Alberto. I think the song is... No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. Name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's Name That Lyric, and wonderful job once again. Wonderful job, guys. Unbelievable. Once again, you rose to the challenge as you always do. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And don't forget to stay tuned because you've got a master class with Jimena up next. And it's going to be tons of fun. I'm sure she's got some really good things prepared for you. All right, let's take a look at today's song. Of course, it's going to be a B.B. King song. Well, it's B.B. King's birthday. I love B.B. King. And this song is fantastic. And it's even an idiomatic expression. The thrill is gone. Se ha ido la novedad, la diversión, right? The thrill is gone away from me. The thrill is gone. The thrill is gone. La emoción se ha ido. The thrill is gone away, baby. The thrill is gone. You know you done me wrong. Now, you know you did me wrong, but remember, in blues music, they weren't necessarily finishing college, universidad, or high school. So I wouldn't learn English from them. So he says, you know you done me wrong, baby. No, me la jugaste. You did me wrong. And you'll be sorry someday. Y un día, algún día, te arrepentirás. You'll be sorry someday. You'll regret it. Es significa lo mismo. The thrill is gone. It's gone away from me, baby. The thrill is gone. Although I'll still live on. Yo seguiré perdurando. To live on. It's a great phrasal verb. I will still live on. But so lonely I'll be. Pero seré tan solitario, tan solito. So there you go, folks. The thrill is gone. I know you know the word thriller, right? It's a genre of movies. It's a Michael Jackson song. But also we have the expression, I'm thrilled. And a lot of times we use it sarcastically too. Oh, I'm thrilled to the gills. I got to go pick up the birthday cake. Encantadísimo, right? Again, tone is everything. Gills are what fish have. So a lot of times we add to this expression, thrilled to the gills, las branquias, right? But obviously we don't have gills, but it's more just rhyming those words. And so we can use the adjective too. Oh man, that movie was thrilling. I was thrilled because it was a thriller night. So Google the lyrics with me. B.B. King. Oh, by the way, B.B., you know where that comes from? Because he likes to shoot BB guns. No. Perdigones. BBs? No. Beale Street Boy. El Chico de Beale Street. Beale Street is in Memphis, and that is a musical street if I've ever seen one. And he used to just go up and down Beale Street and play all the different places, wherever they would let him play. So they started calling him Beale Street Boy, like BB, Beale Boy. There you go. And then he got his nickname, B.B. King. Google the lyrics and sing it with me, folks. This is B.B. King, birthday boy B.B. King, and the thrill is gone. Thank you. Thanks so much for being here, amigos. As always, it's been an absolute pleasure. We'll be back tomorrow with more. Ciao for now. The thrill is gone. It's gone away from me.